Excerpt from Crazy Brave by Harjo. It's a memoir. Pages 39 and 40. In those early years, I lived in a world of animal powers. Most children do. In those years, we are still close to the door of knowing. I got to know the trees, plants, and creatures around our little white house with red trim, built in the post-war boom. Our house was one of many houses on the block, each centered on a square of lawn, each with a gas meter perched near the street, in the place of a house altar. I played with garter snakes, horned toads, frogs, June bugs, and other creatures. Some of my favorite playmates were roly-poly bugs. They busied about with several legs and didn't trip themselves up. They protected themselves when threatened by curling into a ball. As we played, I could see the light shining around their little armored bodies. I enjoyed lighting bugs, what others call fireflies, on long summer nights. I saw them as tiny stars lighting up the intimate, close skies of childhood. One morning, I went with my mother across the street to visit her friend, another Cherokee woman. While my mother and her friend sat outside in chairs, catching up on neighborhood stories, I played in the thick clover that covered the lawn. I enjoyed listening to the rhythm of the women's stories, to the up and down flow of their talk and laughter. As I played, I caught bees in my hands. They became the people in my stories. I set them down on the ground as I imagined a house and the rooms of a house and the stories going on in the house. I moved them as I talked the story for them. One bee was the father, one the mother. The others were children, aunts, uncles, and grandchildren. In my mind, I caught the rhythm of a story and wrote it unconsciously, mimicking the story rhythm of my mother and her friend as they talked. The bees were very cooperative. They always allowed me to hold them and move them about in my play. They would humor me kindly and then fly off. Then, that morning, I was startled from my play by the neighbor's alarmed voice. "What are you doing? You'll be stung." I jumped. I took in her belief. Then I was stung. I stopped playing with the bees.